and welcome to Cheezy Sales Cinema, where we make fun of sales, training, and promotional films of the past. My name is Jason Reed, here as always, along with my co-host, Chris May. How you doing, Chris?
Feeling better, Jason. Feeling so much better. I mean, for those that watch, things have started to open up a little bit more where we are in Southern Ontario. It was great to get out and actually clean up a tiny bit, just knock some of the dust off. So it's feeling good. It's feeling really good.
And what we want to do tonight is take you back in time to 1993, long before COVID, and a little thing that we call the Apple Newton.
Oh, here we go.
Whoa.
Wow.
And move from that to the Casio organ demo function.
Yeah, this went from THX 2010 to John Hughes movie.
The Breakfast Club with Newton.
With Newton. Starring.
With graphics like that, you know it's going to be good.
You would think. Oh, I see what they did there. Script,
yeah.
And then foreshadowing.
It's quite the set.
Welcome to your world, your Newton.
Hell is it?
Sometime back in the 1700s.
What's up with those boxy clothes?
An apple dropped.
That was the 90s.
Bright idea.
Absolutely. Remember that? Nothing fit. Everything was oversized. The key word in fashion in the 90s was oversized. And pleats. Everyone had to have pleats.
That's right. Because the pants weren't big looking enough.
200 years later,
everything was ballooned.
Apple has created another bright idea. Introducing the Newton message pad from Apple.
Oh, it was bright. Sadly, the lights went out on it.
Mm-hmm.
Newton is Apple's first.
It's as if all the color and fun were drained out of your smartphone.
The Newton message pad is a personal electronic device that Apple refers to as a communications system.
It was at least 10 years before the launch of the first smartphone. 20 years before smartphones actually could do a lot of really cool things.
And capture ideas as they happen.
But it does look like an Etch-a-Sketch on steroids now.
With a pen that
truly. And it was probably the most expensive Etch-a-Sketch you have ever seen.
And cleans up your rough sketches like an artist. You can select items.
Those are really rough sketches, by the way.
If you make a mistake,
and I've never seen an artist do something like that.
There's a built-in address book.
Ooh.
But I gotta be honest,
with reminders.
For how primitive this is so incredibly ahead of its time.
Oh, wow. It sure was.
Send a fax with a cover.
You could send a fax.
Receive a page.
Ooh,
beam information directly from one Newton to another by infrared wireless technology.
Yeah, you're spending your entire day trying to find another person with a Newton so you can practice beaming stuff.
That's the problem.
And Newton synchronizes information.
I love this type of connection, DOS or Windows PC. That shouldn't be. This was at the very beginning stages of dial-up. So any connection was taking an afternoon.
And weighs under a pound.
What is up with that artwork?
Newton is the first product.
I'm assuming that's artwork.
Of a button labeled.
I know it looks like it was in an accident. It looks like a Tesla experiment that exploded. All right, let's see how this thing communicates.
Let's see.
Mobile business people are always looking for better ways to stay.
Are you already seeing the irony in this, Jason?
Yes. You've got the phone. You've got
more versatile than computers or electronic organizers.
It's like Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Yeah.
Two great ideas that would go great together.
How do you like using Newton when you're away from the office?
Oh, it's great. I never like typing on those impossibly small keyboards.
So I'm going to use this impossibly smaller tablet.
Yeah.
I can leave it in my handwriting, or I can have it turned to text.
Sarah, it was a pleasure meeting with you last week. I look forward to hearing from you soon. He is good at his work.
For example, I keep a to-do list.
Oh, do
If
you?
I want to call Sarah Smith, I select.
No one does that.
Tap assist. Newton looks up the phone number.
1, 2, 3.
Displays it, and even dials the phone.
4 steps.
Yep.
How does Newton's intelligence enable you to use new capabilities in communications?
Well, for one, there's the Newton messaging card that receives information just like a pager. Except I get a lot more than phone numbers. I actually get messages. And here's where it gets interesting.
Wow, this is the iPhone so far before the iPhone. This is so cool.
An officer set up an appointment with my calendar. I think that's pretty impressive.
Intelligence is what makes
Oh, you
Newton
must
such
find
a
it impressive because
revolutionary
you're probably the
communications
only one in
system.
your office who has one.
Newton really helps out by interpreting what you do and then lending a hand. Well, take faxing.
Take
say you have
faxing.
a note you want to fax to
Yeah,
Sarah Smith.
because
You
faxing
select
is
your name
important.
and then you tap fax. Newton looks up Sarah's fax number.
And you go through a few
Then
more steps.
It creates a cover sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it formats the note as a business letter.
Back when you had to have
Complete.
cover sheets when you
Sarah's
sent a
name,
fax.
address, and today's date.
And the problem with these things is it would do it. You go, oh, that's not the cover sheet I wanted. Go back. Oh,
And
what?
all you have
When?
to
Oh, I
do
lost the
is
whole thing. I
attach
got to
the
start
Newton
over.
fax modem to Newton, punch the fax button, wham, Newton does all the rest.
I can send a fax anywhere.
Of course, you have a
I can send
dongle and
and
an
receive
extra
electronic mail.
piece of
In fact,
hardware you have to
that's how I
get.
started
Very
contacting
typical
That
Apple.
only,
Well, it's
and it
clear, John,
only
that
fits the
Newton has
Newton.
made
It
a
won't
big
fit
difference in your
anything
world.
else.
You know, I really feel like I'm in touch with my business.
And in touch with my
With things
feelings.
moving so fast these days, that's important to me. In fact, at work, they're calling me the great communicator.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
right.
think Sarah's calling you the great communicator. Not after that
Newton is a
message. It
natural
was
for
great to
business
see you
people who are
last night.
searching for the best mobile technology. But what about the rest of us?
Who owns
Let's
a
take look
room
at the
like
world
that?
You live in. Try taking everything
that
out of your
is
pocket,
so
including,
90s Art
well,
Deco.
all the notes in your wallet or
Pastel
all the business
everything. There's
cards
no
you kept
bold
over these
colors
ages, the
anywhere.
sketches from
Everything's
a napkin
washed out.
from a restaurant and matchbooks and scraps.
Who has
with
that
people's
much
names
crap
on it,
in their
yellow sticky
pockets?
reminders,
Even in the
God.
90s. It's like those Houdini commercials where they show somebody trying to put on a shoe and they break their ankle because they can't figure out how to do it.
I've seen those. Is this you putting on a shoe? Frustrating, isn't it? No, it isn't frustrating. I don't want to put on my damn shoes.
But if you had jotted it all down on a new
But
message
keep in
pad,
mind,
you could
the
find what you're looking
baggy
for.
pleated pants of the 90s, you could put goalie equipment in those pockets.
Well, I was thinking maybe you could even put the frickin' Newton in your pocket, even though it
Yeah.
was huge. That's probably why they had the huge pockets, because if you had a personal digital assistant, you needed something that big to put it in.
I used to have lists and
next to you.
reminders all over
Her
the
Newton
place.
is in
Now
one of
I
those
organize
bags.
everything in my Newton. It really helps
Ooh,
me
look, it's
simplify
OJ.
my life.
Oh boy.
Ford Bronco.
I think we go on a chase.
Sean,
Oh, Sean!
how does
Sean,
Newton
hey!
help you get organized?
Sean, sorry, I let myself
It seems that
in. Hope you
everybody
don't
has
mind.
less time to do more things these days, especially with the kids.
What is up with
So
that
my husband
jacket?
David
Is she
and I
like a
really
lab
depend on
assistant
our
or
Newton's
something?
I was
calendar to
wondering,
help
I was
sort
wondering the
things
same
out.
thing. She's either a lab assistant
I
or
can look at
she's
each day.
inspector gadgets assistant.
the
I don't
week.
know.
Or maybe she's just really into bad
Or even
90s
check
fashion.
out the whole month at a glance. And I don't
Seeing
know what
this
I would
is
do without
this
my
is the
to-do
90s.
list.
She would be right
It
in
rolls
step.
over day
Bad
to day,
90s
so
fashion.
that way I can't escape until I get everything done.
I can't escape till I get everything done. It's an endless cycle of work. Isn't this great?
That's easy. The other day, my daughter was getting ready for her school
Good
play.
catch.
So we did it together.
It's an endless
We
cycle
put
of
all the
work. This is
rehearsals
gonna
down
be
on the
great.
calendar. And then we drew a map of the school, which
I
would
can hardly
send
wait till
along
30 years from now, and everyone loves it.
And then we
Yep.
made notes about the play.
One of the guiding principles behind Newton is that you don't have to be computer literate.
Look at this.
To use
This
one.
is the
Because the
opening
interface is designed to run
salvos
writing,
of
drawing,
giving your
tapping
kid an
buttons. Almost
iPad to
anyone
piss
can
around
be a
on
Newton
all
user
day
in almost
long.
No time.
You're a writer, Sean. How does Newton help you in your professional life?
Well, I'm working on my second book. What a difference. I'm managing the whole
Is that the name of the book?
project with
What a
my
difference.
Exactly.
Great
love
name
it.
for a book.
Newton packs a lot of innovation
What
into
is
a
up with
little
that
package.
candelabra?
A new
I'm wondering
whisk
about
chip
that
has the
fake
power of a
window
desktop
behind.
computer, yet it consumes less energy than a small flashlight.
He's on Babylon
But
5.
perhaps the most innovative thing
See, that's
about
what she meant by she
Newton
can't
is its
escape.
intelligence.
It was actually a
Newton
coded cry for
intelligence
help.
gives you the freedom
Can't
to
get out of the
capture
escape room. They
ideas
won't let me out of the
spontaneously
escape room.
as they happen and communicate them anywhere in the world.
Yeah, for all the people that have Newtons,
Yeah.
that's the catch.
So were they trying to remind people of Bill Gates with this guy with the glasses?
Every time I went to the library,
It might have
I
been
got a
just
lot
for
of great
credibility, 'cause
ideas
they
for
didn't have a
papers and
Steve Jobs
projects.
back in
I
there
write
yet.
them
Yep.
down, but they seem to get lost in the shuffle. Now I jot them down in my Newton. Haven't lost one yet.
Now, Teresa, you were saying you do design work. How does the
She's like,
Newton
whoa,
help
whoa,
you
whoa,
there?
where'd you come from?
Yeah. Okay.
I like
The
it. She
other
goes,
day I was
"Yeah,
in my graphic
okay,
design
you're an idiot. I'll
class,
tell you."
And I thought of a new idea, so
She's
I
like,
just sketched
"All
it
right,
right on
Dad."
my Newton, and it cleaned up my rough draft and turned it into a drawing. So when I got home,
she is a designer.
I
Look at
transferred
that.
the drawing onto my
Look at
computer
that.
and used it in my class
3
presentation.
shapes.
Now,
She's a
6 months ago, this would have
genius.
been lost on the back of a napkin, but thanks to Newton, it's all right here.
Why is she doing stuff on a
The
napkin?
Extras button here.
She's in a university, it
treasures.
looks like.
The World
Why
Cup,
not grab
yeah.
paper?
I'm
Yeah.
going to
Why is it on a
Paris this summer for
napkin?
a work-study program, and I've got a lot of rearranging to do with my life. So I just
Okay,
write
now it just got
time
deep.
Okay.
in Paris.
Got a lot of rearranging to do with my life. He's writing in his Newton. No chance. Baggage.
And
Oh, that
tap
didn't
assist,
take a lot of
and then
time.
lines up
I was
the
gonna
world
say.
map with the correct time
One-
markers. Now,
one
even with the
Mississippi,
time
two
difference, I know
Mississippi, there
exactly
you go.
when to call. So when I get there, I'm going to transfer all
The
my
quarterback will
information
get
to the
sacked
local
before you
town
get the
there, and it's all
information.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't lose a minute.
Yeah, and
Walking
look at this.
in.
Automatic currency
Come
conversion.
on!
I know exactly what I'm going to be spending there when I go shopping.
Again, paper would have helped.
Now, Teresa, have you ever tried beaming to another Newton?
Oh yeah.
Wow,
Names,
this guy,
phone numbers, class
he's
schedules,
getting pretty
lecture
forward
paper.
pretty quick.
Just point this to another Newton.
You ever
and
tried
zap,
beaming
the information is
to another
transferred.
planet?
No wires or anything. It's really cool.
It's way cool.
Yeah.
That's all it's like.
Communication, intelligence.
Ever seen a grown
capturing
man
and
naked,
organizing
Bobby?
ideas.
It
You're
goes back
beginning
to that
see why
again.
Newton will be a turning point in the way we all live, work, and play. Newton puts the future of
I'm sorry, I
personal
can't.
communications
After
right
our
in
last
front of
live, I can't get that off my
You-
head.
you can't get Peter Graves out of your mind now.
I can't get Peter Graves off my mind. It was so good.
Apple is also licensing Newton technology to other hardware manufacturers.
Ooh,
So
ow!
look
Oh,
for this
Steve
new
Jobs will have
category of
nothing to do with that.
intelligent devices to take
What
off
do you mean
like
you're
a rocket.
licensing this out? Screw that.
And
If I'm
this
in
is
charge,
what's gonna
we
make
keep
it
it.
all happen. The Newton message pad from Apple. It's the beginning of something big that will
Something
change
big.
the way
It's not
we
even
live.
something.
big.
It's something.
We
Thanks for joining us.
really
on Your
hope.
World, Your Newton.
Who came up with that title? Your World, Your Newton.
One of the people that all got shipped out.
It's a 90s tech fever dream.
That's what it felt like, didn't it?
And that was the Apple Newton from 1993. And Chris, what did you think of the video in terms of selling this new piece of technology?
To me, again, I think that I wore my heart on my sleeve while riffing on that. I thought they did a great job. I know I quipped a lot again, but it's 2020 hindsight that the Newton didn't work out. But I wasn't kidding. There's a reason it didn't work out. It didn't work out because it was so far ahead of its time. And although the acting was very 90s, it was. Were there no acting schools back then?
Everyone seemed pretty stilted.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Everybody was stilted. Nothing was organic. Nothing was really authentic sounding. But if I just put it on mute and that ad and watched what the Newton could do, blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. And I wasn't kidding when I said in that riff, had I been old enough to have afforded that in 1993, I would have had one because I thought it was cool.
Yeah. And, getting back to the acting, I thought the one actor who actually seemed realistic was the female designer in the middle. So, because when the smarmy guy asks a question, just the way she goes, yeah, okay.
Oh, that, okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. There was something about her delivery that was very matter of fact and almost kind of, I don't know, it was almost kind of like she was talking down to him, which I found really amusing.
Like it was like the youth of today.
Yeah.
It was like if you and I were to go in and walk in on a millennial at university and they go, yeah, okay, so here it is. And that's basically the way that she took it. But you know what? I'm glad because he came off like everybody's dad and she came off because if you want to hit a good cross section demographic, you've got to get the moms, which they got. Yep. You've got to get the business guys, which they got, and you've got to get the university students, which they got. And in that case, I think they also did a really good job. Especially
the university students who have, money just to kind of move to Paris for a while.
Yep, I didn't understand that whole thing. Like, for instance, Paris. I'm like, really?
I'm moving to Paris next week.
Yeah, and I got to find out how much money I'm going to spend, so I'm going to put it in my Newton.
Yes, well, if you got money to spend on clothes in Paris, you got money for the Newton.
Yeah, the only problem with it was, again, and you and I talked about it while we were riffing on it, is you also have to afford all your friends having Newtons. Otherwise, you're not beaming to anybody. You're just standing there by yourself, like I did when I had my Palm Pilot. I would put notes in it and play solitaire. That's basically it.
Yeah. So if you're watching us on your phone right now or your tablet, you can thank proto technology like the Newton. It died a relatively quick death about 5 years after it was released when Steve Jobs came back to Apple. But it was interesting looking back and getting that retro look at really a key piece of technology.
There's a reason why Steve Jobs got brought back. Remember that. It's because Apple was about to die, and the Newton was part of the anchor that was dragging it to the bottom of the ocean. Jobs had way better ideas coming up.
Indeed. And in terms of better ideas, if you want to keep watching awesome riffs with us, please do subscribe to our channel.
You gotta stay on top through subscription as to when we're doing our lives, because the lives are so much fun. These are very well crafted and packaged, produced, and put together, and they look slick and they're fun. The lives, things just kind of madly go off in all directions because people will chime in with comments, and we don't know where these are coming from, and Jason and I will just literally bounce off all the walls.
Indeed. So if you like a lot of improv, join us for our lives, and we want you to contribute and comment as well because it just makes it more fun. And for Chris May, my name is Jason Reed. We will see you next time.